I'm Tyson with Backcountry Treks, and I have a headlamp made by LED Lenser, or LED Lenser. This is the SEO 5. This has been a really awesome headlamp to use out here in Moab for the past week. I've gotten a ton of really good use out of it and a chance to really go in depth with it and see what it can and cannot do. Now, this is powered by 3 AAA batteries right in the back, and it's not rechargeable. So depending on how much you use it, it actually does give you quite a bit of runtime. With that said, the max lumens that this headlamp will produce is 180. The beam distance with that is 120 meters, and the batteries are going to last you for about 7 hours at that setting. Now, if you go back to their lowest setting, which is 20 lumens, that's going to last you for roughly 25 hours, which is going to get you a ton more, but the beam distance is only going to be about 40 meters. So you're going to cut down on that. But for around camp and that kind of stuff, I find that I can use that lower lumen and be just fine. If I'm out on a big hike, I may want to step it up, but what's really cool about this headlamp is that it actually doesn't have preset settings in it of 180 or 60 or 20. You can actually set that yourself. So if you just hold down the top button after you turn the headlamp on, you'll actually get the light to start to dim on its own. It'll get all the way down to the bottom, the 20 lumens, and then it'll get all the way bright again back to the 180. Wherever you release the on button is where that beam is going to stay. So you're going to have, when you turn it on, the first push is full, 180 lumens. The next one is whatever you set it at. If you want it at 20 or 40 or wherever in between, you can do that. And then the third is a strobe, which a lot of headlamps do have. It's a nice feature. Also with this one, I have a red light on the exterior. So if you're wanting to protect your night vision around camp, or maybe you're reading a map at night, that one's really handy to come in and have. Also, I can turn that on to a strobe function also. Now, the strap is easy to remove, so if it gets dirty, you can wash it, and it's got very easy adjustability on it. I wish that the clips were just a little bit smaller. They're just kind of a larger plastic clip, which it would be nicer if maybe they were just a little bit smaller. On the headlamp, you can actually focus the beam also, which is a really neat function. So you can have either a really wide beam shown here, or you can have a very narrow beam, which is going to give you a lot more distance, shown here. And then you can have anything in between, which is really neat. One thing to mention about that, to move the beam wider or narrower, it's a twist of the lens right here. And one thing that I found is we have kind of been through one sandstorm out here with about 60-mile-an-hour winds. And some sand has actually made its way back behind this lens. And it's not a big deal. It doesn't do anything with the light, affect the light, or anything like that. It's just that I can feel that it's just a little bit grimy when I turn it back and forth. Now, what's also nice about that is they have a 5-year warranty. So if anything were to happen along those lines, I think I'd just call them up and let them know. And they seem like they're a pretty great company to deal with, and they'd probably take care of the problem. You can also tilt the lamp down or up. So depending on if you're reading or hiking, however you want it, it does have a lot of adjustability in that sense. A very neat light that I will definitely be putting in my arsenal, because you can never have too many headlamps. We've got 4 out here, and usually we don't know where any single one of them is at any given time. So we're lucky we even found this one for the review. If you guys are in the market for a new headlamp, this is definitely one that I'd recommend. It has a ton of cool features along with a lot of adjustability depending on what your activity you're going to be doing. Again, it's made by LED Lenser, and it's called the SEO 5. Thanks a lot for watching. If you guys have any questions or comments, be sure to leave them below, and we'll get back to you. I'm Tyson with Backcountry Treks.